Oh, yeah.
That's the wrong guy.
That's Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. He's dead. Heart attack while driving. Wrecked his car.
Well, that was a downer.
That was kind of terrible.
How about?
All right, boys. So, are we officially changing the name
Spooky Boob Podcast.
Yes.
to
It's going to be a Spooky Boo podcast.
Spooky Boob Podcast?
It's November, so it's Thankful Boob Podcast.
Oh.
Every month we switch.
When is it going to be Thankful for Boobs podcast?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's every podcast.
Oh, fair enough.
Maybe that's what we'll do.
Joel, could you?
We won't do
fucking
product
be
reviews.
professional?
We'll do
You give me
boob
half a
reviews.
second. We
You
haven't
have to
started
send
yet.
them
That's
in.
genius.
Titty picture.
Yeah.
That's
Hold on.
genius.
We're gonna
Don't
review
pick up
them.
your shot glasses yet. Joel's looking for something.
What is this from? Tell me.
I have
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No
What was-
idea.
Oh, VeggieTales.
Veggie Tales?
Oh yeah.
Is this what we're on now?
Yeah, no, that's the,
Why are we on Veggie Tales?
It's the staple of every good Christian kid's.
Good.
VHS
Well,
cabinet.
all right, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's why you've never heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
right,
so
so-
I have the notebook here for your topics. So I wrote down my thing. Anybody who happens to listen to this and oh shit, hold on. Yep,
Apple
no,
pie shot.
we're gonna officially probably change our name
what's
to
in it?
Last Shot Podcast
What's in
or
it?
something along those lines. So don't
Something
take it.
close.
Don't
Apple
take
Pie
it.
Shot
Anybody.
has apple juice, apple cider, a bottle of 151, a bottle of
A bottle.
Everclear, and I think some cinnamon
Is
sticks.
that what you put in this?
Yes.
You have all that?
Not anymore.
Yeah, it's all gone
Um,
now. It's in this glass.
Okay. Just. What's the difference between apple cider and apple juice? Is it
how it's
one's
made.
fermented, I believe.
Yeah.
fermentation? Is that it?
Try to get it anyway.
Thought so.
Although you can make apple cider.
Got
that's
the
not
new
alcoholic.
podcast glasses.
Correct, which is what I used initially.
Right.
All right, boys.
All right,
All right.
let's go.
If
Cheers.
you
Cheers.
like to talk to tomatoes.
Copyright strike.
That tasted like
I
water.
don't know if the makers of VeggieTales are on YouTube.
That was
I
actually
don't
pretty
think-
Probably not.
That was very good.
good.
Ooh,
now that
yeah.
everybody
Let's,
took that shot,
uh,
I'm going to let everybody know that I made that 3 years ago, and it's been sitting in the freezer for 3 years.
Well, it's a good thing that alcohol doesn't go bad.
Exactly.
So
So,
perfect.
Unless it's beer, because it has other stuff in it.
Now that you say that, I can taste the 3 years. In
Oh, well, yeah, but it was still good.
I think
Tastes
that was
like
the
made
age.
before I met
like
you guys.
plastic.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll put it in the video, but earlier I decided to drop our blue bucket full of beer tabs.
Thank you, sir.
Now, let's see what Matt non-alcohol.
Oh no!
That was the pop tabs.
Oh no! And the worst part is, Trace can't even fucking pick him up. He can't pick it up. He made him. Oops, sorry guys.
Sorry,
Oops,
Have fun.
sorry guys.
I apologize.
Jeez,
I really do.
How many of those? Oh, they're in the fridge, too.
They're all.
They're in the drawer and everything.
How many of them went
Hold on,
under the fridge,
hold on,
too?
Hold on. Don't pick them up yet.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Are you gonna be able to get that camera frame back up again?
You're gonna have to do it.
Oh,
I just had a thought.
God.
Oh wait, hold on.
Joel, Trace had a thought, too.
Yeah, Trace had a great thought.
Let's play 500 tab pickup.
Yeah, is that my SD card? Yeah.
Oh God.
Dude.
I apologize.
I have my camera there. If you want to do kind of.
Yeah.
Did you take a picture?
I got it in on the GoPro, so it's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's gonna
in
be-
there.
I can.
but-
I can B-roll it.
Chris made a good point. I'm kind of hurt right now, so I can't pick
Yeah.
anything
Trace
up
just
off the
fucking
floor.
threw it on. Happy birthday to the ground, and then was like, "Oops, sorry, I can't pick any of it up."
My bad.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about right now, because I've already kind of teased Matt with it a little bit, and anybody who happens to follow me on Twitter and also listen to this podcast, so one person maybe.
I think we're at like 15 now.
Yeah,
15?
But I don't know
We're-
how
we're
many of those
moving up in the
15
world.
people actually follow me on Twitter. Is my point. But I made stew on Saturday,
What kind of stew?
just beef stew in my crock pot. The thing is,
Did
though,
you give it to your wife?
I did. More on that later. So I.
Oh my God.
Do you guys help me out here a little bit. Do you know what a clove is when referring to garlic?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a piece.
It's a piece
it's
of the
the
garlic.
Nug of the whole.
Yeah.
garlic.
I didn't know that.
Wait.
On
Did
Saturday.
you put the whole garlic in there?
Not just one. Put 2 big ass heads of garlic in my stew.
Those garlic goes in that stew.
And the thing is that it was like, hey, you have to mince it. So
Hold on.
fucking
That is
minced
a lot of garlic to mince.
When did you make this?
Saturday.
So just prior to Halloween.
Yeah.
So vampires were nowhere near. it.
Nowhere near it. Nowhere even in my neighborhood.
Nowhere
dude. Like,
near.
Because okay,
Like,
so
God damn, who's eating that garlic and beef stew down there?
so
Nowhere near.
I take the paper. It feels like paper. It's not paper, but I take the shell off of the garlic head, and then I take each individual clove and I smash it with a knife and I mince it. And I'm about halfway through. I'm all the way through one of them, and I'm like, man, they want 3 of these things in here. This is ridiculous. Also, there's a red like Matt cereal bowls. It was like a bowl that size that it was full when I was
let me
done.
just point out. I looked
Oh
up.
my god.
Generally, a head of garlic has anywhere between 5 and 15.
Oh, it had more than 5. It was closer to the 15 mark.
So
I put like 30 cloves of garlic in my stew. 'Cause
and I have the recipe that you were using pulled up.
Yeah.
And it asks for 3 cloves.
3
of garlic.
cloves of garlic. So
3, and,
and
you
my
put
thought was
2 whole things.
yeah. So I start to prep the garlic, and I'm like, hey, Sarah only bought 2, but 2 is probably fine.
How many cloves are in a head of garlic?
Wait, time out.
5
time
to
out.
15.
Anywhere
That's what he
between
just
5
said.
and 15.
Time out.
Holy shit.
Depending
You're
on how big
telling
it is.
me
How does that vary like?
your wife
big
that
the-
works
genetics.
works in the service industry
Yeah.
didn't say, "Hey babe,
Nope.
a clove is."
She assumed that I would
this."
know that. She assumed that I would know that. And so actually, that's the funny story. I've got something about that too. So I'm like, Sarah didn't buy enough garlic, but you know what? It's probably fine. It's probably fine. If it's not enough, I have like garlic salt that I can just throw in there too. Whatever. Turns out I didn't need the garlic salt. So
Oh,
I
shit.
finished mincing my 2 whole heads of garlic, and I diced some onions and threw all that in there. And about a half an hour later, after it started cooking, I'm like, man, I still smell garlic, but I did just mince a lot of it. It's probably in my hands and shit. And I was like, man, how do people do this all the time? Like, how do they do all this? And then I realized, no, the whole house smells like garlic, and it's only been cooking for half an hour. So I went upstairs and opened the crock pot and took a big whiff, and I was like, yep, that's definitely my my stew that I'm making here. So I talked to a buddy of mine, actually. I fixed it kind of. I talked to a buddy of mine, and I was like, hey, I really, really messed up with all of this garlic. And he was like, well, if you have more beef broth, you can just... I basically poured the rest of the beef broth that was in there. The recipe calls for 3 cups, and I think I poured another 3 cups in there. And then he's like, and then you can use cornstarch later to thicken it up, because it's just going to be soup, basically, at that point. So, Trace is rage quitting. So... You're being a little bit of a douche. So I
Lost train of thought is what you
Yep.
did.
Nope. Lost my train of thought. No, I put the broth in there, and then I didn't have cornstarch. I had flour, so the cornstarch would have worked better. Plus, it would have made it taste a little bit better. So I put some flour in there, and thickened it up a little bit, and it was fine to me. But I can't hardly smell anything most of the time because my septum's all deviated and my sinuses are all screwed up. So to me, it tasted fine, because half of your sense of taste is your sense of smell. So it tasted probably a little strong on the garlic, but edible is the word I'll use. It was edible. And then the next, I think it was Monday, Sarah had some, and I was like, hey, how was the stew? And she was like, it's not great. And I was like, yeah, that's about what I expected after my little escapade there. So, and then, yeah, so the day I made the stew, though, you mentioned that my wife working in the service industry, and I was like, hey, did you know that cloves are not the whole garlic? She's like, yeah, I'm a kitchen manager. Of course I know that's stupid. I was like, oh, yeah, me too.
That's fine.
I did not know that. I definitely did not know that. So, oh, yeah, you can hear
that's
that.
what it is.
Yeah.
When
Yep.
you touch the table.
Oh, my bad.
Because we don't have shock mounts. If we had shock mounts, we wouldn't hear any of that, but we're not that fancy yet. So
Those are too expensive.
now they're probably only $10 or $20 a piece. It's just
Oh,
we'll
that's
buy
true.
each section in pieces, and then we'll put it all together. And
Well,
eventually
seeing
we'll
that
be able to
only
make a real
two
Two, except
podcast.
people-
that was when you hit the table. It's the
Only when
spring.
2 of us buy the thing.
Hey, give him a second. Give him a second. All right.
A second
We don't,
or a couple
we don't
days.
need it all right this
I know.
second.
Well,
this
that's why I
is
said
more
you
like a
buy
trial
those.
run, because even if this sucks for the podcast, which it doesn't, it's awesome. But if it were to suck for the podcast, I would have just used it at home
Right.
for my PC. I would have just stuck it in there. So, but it turns out it works really well. It's a little loose
A little.
in the middle, but it's not meant to. It's like the Rode ones, the Rode or however you say that company's name, the arm mounts that are like $60 that are the same exact thing. They're just made with better materials, so
You go to
it works a little bit better.
Guitar Center and this same exact
No, you're
thing.
not allowed to go to Guitar Center.
I know. But this same exact thing is like $50.
Yeah, well, they also don't know what the hell they're
You have
talking
to call
about.
the
I know.
right the right people.
Yeah. They don't know what they're
You
talking
can't
about
get the
with
dude who's
that.
been blazing up in the storeroom for the whole
this
shift.
isn't. He's probably not
I don't know
working over
letters.
here.
We got
Son of a bitch.
guitars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Guitar Center. Duh.
I taught that kid how to play that riff. Sure you did. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Sure. Oh, one of your monsters on your, not this guy.
Monsters?
Where is it? Who's Bugsy? Somebody have Bugsy? Not him.
Joel does not have Bugsy.
Not Malone.
Oh, he does have Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah, but is that the one that just died recently?
No,
no,
that
no,
was
no.
Whitey.
Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Bulger. That's it.
That's
Okay,
what I
sorry.
was going to actually bring up, too.
Oh, is it? Okay.
You get moved from, what, Joel?
He was the one who got killed in prison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You get moved from maximum security to Gen Pop, and then next thing you know, you're dead the same day. You get beat to death with a...
Real quick, other than the too much garlic, how was your stew? Was it pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, aside if I generally, if I know how to follow the instructions, cooking's a lot of. We talked about cooking versus baking.
Like enough for me to steal this recipe and use it?
Yeah, I'd use it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was good. Yeah, it would have been good had I not fucking ruined it with all the garlic. So, and I
Do you know what that is?
I texted my mom that because she one of the staples growing up
Oh,
that
so
she would always make a lot of stuff in the crock pot.
Money.
So
Yeah. Sorry.
I texted my mom and was like, "Hey, guess what I fucked up?" And she laughed about it. I was like, "Yeah." And then a couple of my coworkers were like, "Oh yeah, I've made that mistake." Like, yeah, I think everybody makes it once and only once.
So
Yeah.
did you have leftovers?
Yeah, I have a lot of leftovers. It was actually a double batch because it calls for 2 pounds of stew meat,
Did you
which I
eat them, or
normally
did-
usually make
Did you just
one.
say screw it?
Did you
and-
throw
No,
it away?
well,
Eat
part of
them
the
in
reason
trash.
why I didn't do that is because it's like we're trying to do more like eating at home and making our food or whatever, and I didn't want to waste all the money if for no other reason.
Too
So
damn
like
bad.
I was gonna eat it no matter what, even if it was really really bad, because I'm prideful. It's like I can't, out of spite mostly, which is the only reason I do anything anywhere
No, I hear you.
is out of spite.
It's
So
same way.
I was like, I gotta eat this, even if it's shitty, I have to eat it. I have to finish it. I have to not waste the
There's
food.
Plenty of food.
So, so I still have probably a couple more servings of it at home in the fridge right now. Oh, I think part of the reason why Sarah's stew was not great is because I had to put it in 2 kind of largish containers, and so the second
Took from the
container,
wrong one.
yeah, the second container mostly had the broth and almost nothing else. So she was like, hey, maybe if the meat chunks weren't so small. I was like, they weren't very small at all. They were kind of sizable. I mean, I'm sure they broke up a little bit after being boiled and and sitting in
Did you
a
like
crock pot for a while.
cut it up yourself and stuff?
No, it was like you buy it from the store. That's it's
Mhm.
already in the package. Yeah.
You know what else is really good is the they make the chicken pot pies, but like the beef pot
Yes.
pies.
Oh,
the
yep.
Same way. Like,
Those
I don't-
things are bomb.
Who makes those?
I can't.
They're just
Stoffers?
the little square ones.
Michelinas maybe or
Michelin's or
Murray
Stoffers?
calendars.
Murray
Murray
calendars.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
some in my freezer right now.
Yeah, there's-
There it is.
Let's review 'em.
This podcast
delicious.
is
Throw it
not
in the
sponsored
microwave.
by
some,
Stoffers.
This
This
has
has
or
now
Murray
become-
calendars.
Because sometimes Hy-Vee does like $1, dude. And that's
Right.
a steal for $1.
Speaking of, do you say
But they cook
Stoffers?
They're
cook
So
like
he said Stoffers. I just
Stouffer's.
repeated it. Stouffer's. Yeah.
Stouffer's.
Stouffer's,
Um,
Stoffers, whatever.
Stouffer's Alfredo sauce that you generally can't get in the grocery store is the best Alfredo sauce you will ever taste in your life. I mean, unless other than
Do you have to
homemade.
order it off a line?
I don't know. I get it from food service.
Did you just
retailer.
have a stroke?
Did you just order it off the line?
Pretty close to a stroke.
Grandpa
Off a line.
gave
You got it off the
Grandpa,
Netflix.
gave Grandpa Mike again.
It's
He
on the
took it off the
Netflix.
Netflix.
It's because he took his sunglasses off. He can't talk straight now.
Yeah, Have you ever had that? You wear glasses, don't you?
They're so old prescription wise. I wear them to bed because I
Right.
can see the TV, but I would never wear them in
Yeah.
public.
You
They give
do
me
you wear
headaches.
glasses?
Well,
I-
yeah,
I
I wear
mean, mostly
contacts.
I've
contacts,
had a
but
headache.
Nerd.
I need to
2 weeks.
I need to swap my contacts. That's why I'm not wearing them tonight.
Well-
it's because they're getting to the end of their usable age, so I need to.
Well,
get
what do
them
you
away.
define usable age?
Like
Uh,
2 months.
mine are supposed to be replaced
Once
every
Matt's had
2
his
weeks.
for like 6 years.
I usually go 4 to 5.
He lives
Mine
in
are
But-
supposed to be
He
once
does.
every
Texas.
month.
Yeah.
The pairs that I have in right now, I think, is going on 5.
Are your eyes killing you right now?
Not
Or
Terribly.
Do you take
Okay.
them out?
see mine? I don't know.
Yeah,
if my,
I mean every night. Yeah.
I don't know if my eyes are just more
'Cause that's what
sensitive.
you're supposed to
or,
do.
But the 2-week ones tend to be thinner than the month-long
yeah.
ones, so
I'm-
they don't stand up quite as well.
I've got the breathable.
I'm just too lazy to go get another.
Oh, you're out. See, that's what
Well,
I did
yeah,
with
I know,
my last
exactly.
pair.
But
is
then
I
you
wore
have to
them
go
for
get a
way longer.
I'm out
Prescription
and
check.
my prescription is
So what do you-
expired.
what are
so
you
I
gonna
have to
do
go
if
get
yours
another
rips?
exam. Then I'm gonna go get another
Yeah.
exam and get more contacts. But
I can't
I'm just too lazy
see.
to do that right now.
Mine's stuck though. I
I'm
have
so
the
glad at the moment in
the
time I don't have to
breathable
wear
Torx
contacts.
that I can
Yeah,
sleep
knock
in.
on wood.
But I-
Tomorrow. Okay, I
but
can't
you-
see.
Can or cannot sleep.
I can, but I take them out.
oh,
but-
okay.
Mine are worn down. I need to go get an eye check, but it's like fuck. I don't want to go get my eyes fucking checked for that because like when I order mine, I have to wait like a week for them to get in because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not just like here you go and I take them with
Yeah.
me. Like I'm.
How bad's your
$4.
prescription?
Like 0.175 and 2.25, I think.
Why do they have to order those?
Brendan,
It's the
how bad's
twos.
yours?
Is
It's
why.
I think it's because it's
I'm
the
negative
Oh, okay.
2.25.
The box. It's like
Oh,
$50
Jesus.
a box
So I used to, I
Blind.
did
I guess I don't know what.
I did a set of those.
Who's
Um,
blind?
because I do the 6 months.
Everybody
Probably
but
me. I
me.
think
Yeah.
I'm probably the
Don't say no.
most.
I don't know. We haven't had this conversation yet. But I did those. I couldn't do them for very
Look
long
how
because I
thick
left them
those
in the whole
lenses
time,
are.
and it like ruined my corneas.
Right.
So
Like,
here's
I
the real
couldn't-
fucked up
Right when I
thing.
got them.
Oh,
is that
shit.
I can't get new
Take 'em out.
contacts because my prescription's expired.
Yeah. it's-
Even though I know my prescription's the same. Like
But you
it
need the
hasn't
exam.
changed.
That's how mine is.
I still have my last 3 prescriptions, like the piece of paper that he
Mhm.
wrote out.
Yep.
That are all the exact same from the last 3 years.
Yep. Can't
No.
get it.
But
Still can't.
it might change, so you have to
Right.
go get it
But
updated.
like I understand for medical stuff, they don't want people like stealing drugs or like.
But it's,
using
It's
it's
drugs
your
in
contacts.
eyes.
Contacts. How can
contacts.
I use
It
that
should be treated
illegally?
like
How
an
is that gonna
inhaler
be
with
any
asthma,
difference?
where basically it's unlimited refills essentially, or
Well,
it's like 99 refills.
But
It's some
I mean,
absurd
not,
number.
Not even that. It's just like
It's your vision.
yeah. Well, not and I understand like with pills and that kind of stuff, people will resell
Right,
'em.
because you can
Nobody's
sell them or
reselling
abuse the shit out of them.
contacts.
Yeah,
I got
nobody's-
cheaper contacts, man.
Like
dude.
what?
I got negative 4s lefts. Do you? Well, I guess it doesn't matter for
Actually, I'm
contacts.
curious. I
Eh,
think,
fuck
I
it,
think
close enough. Give them to me.
Right.
I think I'm 275.
Oh,
I
I'm
still
way worse
can't-
than you.
Can't see the
What's
hand
Brenden?
in front of my face, but
I am-
will work.
I am minus 475 in my
Holy shit!
in my left eye,
Oh my
and
god!
minus 525 in my right.
You don't have
You are
astigmatism.
blind
is
I
that-
do.
You
Back.
do?
You're
I have
gonna.
a- I have a quarter step astigmatism.
Brendan,
Well.
you don't
You're
have
gonna be
astigmatism,
blind
do you?
in 5 years.
Nope, it's been
You
the
don't
same
have
since I was
astigmatism, do
21.
you?
Holy shit!
At one time, I was told I did, and then this last prescription I got last year, he
Oh.
said nothing. And then he was
Well-
like, "Well, it got a little worse, but I'm just gonna keep you at where you were." So
Well,
I'm
for
at,
contacts it matters a
I'm
little bit
negative
more.
2.25, and
Okay.
then so I ran out. Well, Cassie's negative 2,
So
so
you just took one of
I
hers.
just took some of hers.
Uh,
And I don't see any difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Does it
my
hurt
prescription
your
went
head
down.
ever?
No,
Do you
No?
do you know
No.
what I don't
it's such a
understand?
slight difference.
Why in the world would they make, or why would someone use the frickin' day contacts? That
The
is
daily
a
ones? The
waste
dailies?
to me.
They're not a waste.
My sister used
Maybe
it
to
when
you,
she went to
personally.
India for a month. And so instead of like using water or anything, like
Ooh,
when you're
yeah.
washing your hands, you don't want to trust like the water
Right.
source.
Dirty
I don't
ass
use
water.
water.
Yeah.
Could you
And-
not bring
and it-
saline?
Well, I mean, because then
Well,
you gotta
saline's
check
not
it
a
'cause
cleaning
you can't
solution.
carry
Or do
that
they
onto
sell
a
it there?
plane.
Saline you might not be able to check, but
I hope they
the
sell
contact solution that I use I can check.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they always take it out of the bag and like do a little
No
test
saline.
on it.
Either
You're
way,
But they consider it medical supplies.
You're
so
blind.
Or it
You're
was
just
easier
walking-
to
You're
just
you're
take
done.
daily.
Sand
Take
storm,
take take a
sandstorm.
seat. Take a seat.
Uh,
You got to sit on
Turn
the
down
bus
his
for this
medical.
one.
Who?
Yeah.
Trace?
Yeah. Just
think
a
he's
hair.
Am I
three.
loud?
Yeah, just
My
a
bad.
little.
Yeah.
You're 3 and Joel is 4. Oh,
Perfect.
I did the wrong things. You said perfect. It's the placebo effect. You know, half of what they show you when you get your eyes checked is placebo.
Perfect.
Yep.
They're like 1 or 2, and you're like 2, like an idiot. 1 and 2 are the same.
Because what are the ones that you got to like? Well, because there's the
Well, the
free
letter one
ones.
can't be.
No, not the letter one. I'm saying before that, when they do all the other shit, like they measure your corneal distance and all that. Like you got to look at the little house
Yep.
Yeah.
down
Dude,
the
fuck
that
row
little
and
house.
all that, and like
Fuck
it comes
that
in
house.
focus and goes
Fuck
out of focus.
That
The la-
barn shit.
No,
You
fuck
guys
that
get
house
the-
and fuck that little blinky light that pushed.
Yeah.
Puff of air. Yep.
Fuck that, and then fuck the what number is this when it's mixed in with the other colors? To
Oh.
see if you're like colorblind or
Yeah, are you colorblind?
Are you colorblind?
No, but fuck that.
Oh,
It makes me
Chris
question-
is.
It
See,
makes me
it doesn't
question
matter
the
to me
shit out
because
of myself.
Chris
it
is.
just
I'm
looks.
like,
It
looks
just looks like a
13,
circle.
It could be
It
an
just looks
18.
like-
I don't know.
It's the same.
To me, it just
Thanks.
looks. That's the whole point, Joel. Is because if you were blue-green colorblind, you would see a 13, but if you weren't colorblind, you'd see an 18 or
Right,
something like
so-
that.
So when you
That's
do
it.
the eye
Something
test
stupid.
and you hit the line where you can't read it anymore, do you like go A Z F or you just you're
I go
confident
for it.
about
I wing
But the
it.
thing is that I'm so I don't want to brag. I'm pretty good at like interpolating what it should be. So it's like I can only see about 60% of the letter, but I
And-
know which letter
But
it
you
is.
But you're
don't wanna
blind.
Fool him
Yeah.
into
He
thinking
is
that
blind.
You can read it.
He is the
like.
most blind person I.
I actually have 20/10 vision right now,
Although-
or not right now, but with my contacts in.
The
I have
hardest
20/10
part
vision.
is the all right 1, 2.
Yep.
1, 2. I can't tell
Two,
the
or
fucking
three.
difference.
No way.
90% of the time you
The
can't
last
tell
time
a
I had a
difference
test,
whatsoever.
the guy's like, "What letter is that?" I'm like, I can't
from,
see
like,
it.
1 to 2 to 2 to 3 to 3 to 4 to 4 to 3 to 3 to 8. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand the order that they go in.
Yep, I saw that.
But they make you say a letter if you say
Yeah.
you can't see it. And I was like,
Oh, that's not true.
mine
well,
did
that's,
anyway.
yeah, that's
I was
not
like,
how
I
you're
can't,
supposed to
I
do it. I don't know
can't
why I said
see
true.
it. And they're like,
Was
just
that one
take
Trace?
a wild guess.
Yeah.
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 Take a wild guess. And I was like, I don't know, R. He goes, why are you here? I was like, I thought it
I
thought
have
it
to
was
be
a
here.
B actually, but I just said R.
Uh,
R.
so the my prescription actually changed for my contacts relatively recently. It was not this past time I went, but the year before. It was actually like a year and a half ago. It changed, but it got
Brenden
better.
wants the stand.
It went the other direction. You want to throw it on here?
It looks like
Oh, that
he's.
one
It
you
looks
can't.
like
I
he's
burped
doing
right
a
into the mic, I'm
presser.
sorry.
Oh,
You're gonna
ladies
need
and
you're
gentlemen.
gonna need a different stand. That one won't work.
So
with
Joel
that.
was saying, Matt, what are you going to do if you lose contact or you rip one or something? And I'm going to be extra fucked, actually, if I do. Because I broke my glasses a couple weeks ago.
Would you
Doing
do sit
what?
on
The
him?
stem broke off of the
Oh no!
from the glasses,
So
so
you-
I can't set them on my face.
You can hold them up like
literally, almost
Do not pass go. Do not
Oh.
collect $200.
what I see.
But
here.
so next time I go, not only do I have to get a contact, but I have to get new
Get
glasses,
glasses,
as well.
yeah.
So
I need new glasses so bad, and I want them.
I need them.
I actually
Here,
want to
hold
get
on.
2
Are you
pairs.
gonna
so that
rep
I don't
the
have to get
Oakleys
another
or
pair
what?
For a long time.
I want them, dude.
Get
They'd be
Oakleys
Uh,
and just
sick.
wear them
those are-
at gym class? Or
Night-
can you even do that?
PE class.
What?
Gym class, PE
PE
class,
class.
whatever.
Actually,
Gym.
hold on. I think I have
Gym.
a picture. Nike. I might have deleted it. Nike makes a sick pair of glasses.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Like I want an athletic pair.
Oakleys
to where
are
you
so expensive for regular glasses. Like sunglasses even are expensive, but
But there's a lot of places that I've heard of actually that if you bring in the frames, they can convert like sunglasses
Can we
to
hear
regular
you?
glasses.
you're gonna have to lean up to it and speak.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna know
Brendan
every time
doesn't
wants
talk
to say
much.
something.
Yo,
Oh, those are
Quiet.
legit.
Those are
So here I'm
sick.
going
Those
to
are
pass
pretty
these
cool.
around. I don't. Hold on. Oh, nice.
Those are pretty
They're
I
cool.
would wear those.
they're
I
like
would wear them too.
basic as
Uh,
hell, but super like athletic.
So
How much?
Nike.
$599.
I want to say
240.
I want to say 298, but let me.
that's way too many.
Let me look it up.
That's way too many dollars. I'm not paying
That's
that
way
many
too
dollars.
many.
So look specifically around the like ear pads or the nose pads, and like the edges of the lenses.
Like just how fucked up they are.
Just how dirty it is.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I've tried to clean
100%.
them and I
Yeah.
can't. Like maybe show Joel from a distance, but don't give them to him because
Ooh,
it's
that hurts.
yeah it does.
And this is with my contacts in, so yeah.
Oh well.
Oh
there's a
yeah,
little
I
bit,
bet
yeah.
if I look through it, I'll have an instant headache.
That but like just look at.
Yeah, look how grody it is.
God damn.
I've tried to clean them,
Are
and
they-
I just
mine are the
How do
same
you-
too.
they're like 5 years
Saline
old.
them. Put them on, Joel.
Are they bulletproof?
Put 'em
too?
on, Joel.
Yeah.
Why are they so thick?
Why are they so thick?
I don't
Can
know.
you
dude.
These-
see him?
These are like drunk
I
goggles.
mean, I can see them, but
I
like,
see two of Brenden.
So, for example, here, let me. So
have you ever worn these?
No,
I
I
have-
want to see
God,
what it's like.
Dude, if I wore
I have
these,
my my music app open right now.
good
Right.
luck.
So when it
Well,
gets
I don't
to
have to
about-
wear glasses.
Here, I'll try to look at something I don't know what it says already. That's the other thing. So when you get about
Okay,
here,
time out. When I put these things on, it's literally like I am so fucked.
so this
Like
this
I am drunker
this is
than
the
shit
distance.
right now, and I don't know what's going on.
But
this
they're
is the
just
distance that
glasses.
something has to be
You
from my
know-
face to read.
You know
it.
when somebody
Yeah.
gets knocked out in a movie and it like fuses
Um,
like the lights
like shell
together and
shock?
shit. Oh, that's
Brendan,
what
are
it
you
is.
nearsighted then without
You want to know something?
like you can
If
see
you
stuff up
honestly
close
wore
without
glasses like that, I don't
glasses?
think.
Yes.
What about you, Joel?
You would tell
I-
the difference. I have. I mean, I have
Jesus
reading glasses
Christ.
at
You
home,
look
but
like
I just don't.
You
I
don't
can
look
see
like
into the
anyone
future.
I know.
Right.
But I'll
Except you
send you.
can't because it's already there by the time
My
you can see
future's
it.
so blurry.
What?
Joel.
I'll put my glasses on when I get home, and I'll send you a picture.
I kind of want those two where they're open on the bottom.
Yeah.
Those are $120. Which
Joel,
Those
are you
dude,
near
I'm
or
telling you,
far
Joel has
glasses are
expensive taste.
ridiculous,
I
man.
can see.
Like if you don't have glasses or
can
contacts in, you can see
I
good
can
up
see
close or
but
further
not
away.
Far away.
Okay,
Right.
so you're nearsighted.
Nearsight is
I
is
have
like
to
the most
wear
common.
More
reading
common by
glasses.
far.
Is pretty much it.
That's pretty big.
That's way too much.
Too many dollars, dude.
I'm
Can't-
gonna
how
go
much?
look for a
Nice.
$40
I
pair.
like those.
Yeah, I
Three?
mean that's basically
300?
Tree 6.
Tree 6.
But look at these. These are freaking $80.
Well,
I'd
why
go with
wouldn't you
those.
just go with those?
Just
$80.
if they were
They're
solid
done.
black, I would go for it. You could just
Uh,
spray
They
paint
are
'em.
solid black.
No, they've got lines
They
and shit
have.
on the
They
side.
have. Actually, these are.
Unless they have an
Alright.
option where you can get
All
it
right.
all
So
black.
these are 188. I would do those in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would. But it's still too many
I
dollars.
do like those. But
they're-
I just can't believe
Okay.
how expensive glasses are.
It's.
Oh, yeah.
They're an
It's
investment though. You're in
ridiculous.
134.
So you can
look at
see.
Those.
No, it's. I mean, it's just like okay, yeah.
But it's
Have
something.
you seen
it's
that-
something you're going to use every day.
I don't
Have
really
you seen
do
that
light
meme
colors.
that's like,
Yes.
man, all
cool.
those
I would
people out
never
there who
wear
don't
those,
have to
but-
buy glasses just seeing for free.
Yeah, some bullshit, isn't it?
Would you wear those? Thick as hell.
No.
I might still. I like darker
Not
colors,
unless
and
I'm
I want to
playing
get.
basketball.
It
There's
reminds
no
me of that
way.
old guy from the movie Dodgeball.
Oh yeah.
The short bald guy with the thick old glasses.
I
L's
want.
for love.
The other thing I don't like about these is that they're not a solid. They're not one frame, and I hate having nose pads that I can. I mean, it's nice that they can be adjusted, but I would rather not have them because they also can break.
Yeah.
Those are
The last
legit.
pair of glasses
like
I had
those.
were a single solid frame. They're kind of like emo or scene-ish, but whatever. They worked really well, and I had them still as my backup pair because every time that I get a new pair of glasses, I always keep the old pair as backup. And especially now that I have contacts, I keep my old pair as
yeah.
backup.
See, and I thought I did that too. I don't know what happened to my backup pair.
So I wore those glasses through most of high school.
I
I
wear
played
those.
lacrosse with them under my helmet,
Eh,
and there have been a couple times
That
where
is
I got
like I said, if I'm
bitch.
running
Where
a
I got
marathon and have to
lacrosse
see,
sticks up inside my helmet because the old ones had the throats where you could do that, where you could get
those were
lacrosse sticks
great.
up there.
You still
No,
wear
those
that
are
helmet?
Concussion City. No.
Oh no,
That
you got
helmet
a
is
new
newer.
One.
Yeah.
I
So
got you.
the issue with those though is they didn't break or anything. I abused the hell out of those things. I knocked something over on my desk where they were sitting, and it fucking broke them. I was like, "Are you serious? These things are 7 years old. They've been through so much, and that's what breaks them." I knocked like a candle or something over, and
So-
I must have just hit it just right.
So there's this kid. I don't remember what grade he's in. I think I hit him today.
Second.
He has glasses.
Yep.
They got knocked off his face when we were
Oh.
playing soccer, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh Lord, this kid broke his glasses. Parents are gonna be pissed." He just popped them back together. Like they're meant to be able to break and then go back together.
So I had
That's
glasses that were
legit.
kind of like
they
that
just click.
when
That's
I was a
pretty
kid.
cool.
Did you ever this would have been probably early 2000s, right?
Is
The
it
glasses where you could
foldable
bend.
ones?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I
That's
tried to
what
do that with 2 or 3 pairs of my glasses that I had. Every
work so well.
single one of them broke the second I got past
That's-
a 30
That's
degree
what came to mind
difference.
because that was like the newest thing with glasses.
Yeah.
Was just fold them into like this.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh yeah, you could just like this," and I was like, I went to school the next day. I was very excited about my new
Case was,
glasses,
like this big.
and I was like, "Hey, look what I can do with my glasses!" And I did it, and I heard a ping sound, and the bridge piece of my glasses went and hit the wall. Like some kid was reading, and it went right by his head, and he was like,
Chris has
This
the
Chris
worst
guy
luck.
doesn't give a fuck.
"Yeah."
He has the worst luck.
Sometimes
My
I really
parents'
do.
money. Yay!
It's the military's money, actually. So even
So
more.
perfect.
Uh,
My tax money?
you weren't paying taxes. You were 8.
Hey Chris, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks. No, y'all paid for me to go to college though. Suck it.
Same.
So the I just noticed Matt's chair is stapled together.
It's starting to come undone.
Some of my bad luck is directly my fault, not knowing the difference between a clove and a head of garlic.
Yeah, that's definitely
that is
your fault.
absolutely my fault. And yeah,
Definitely.
maybe, I feel like the Louis C.K. meme where it's on one hand, the glasses say they can be abused and folded and they won't break. But on the other hand, maybe you shouldn't be out here trying to do it.
Fair enough.
It's,
like those phones that you can throw at the ground, run them over.
yeah, I don't.
We
Now-
should get one.
Now what I do, my philosophy is I don't try to baby the stuff that I own, but I don't go out of my way to abuse it either.
Fair enough.
And for the most part, that has served me really well. Like this laptop, I've dropped it a little bit. I've set it, in weird spots, and like I think I've stepped on it a couple times. But like, it's never, just make sure to take care to put your stuff that can break in a place where it won't get broken. And then what do you know? They don't get broken.
Fair enough.
So I'm a cheap ass, as a lot of us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel, if this ever takes off, like as a business, you're going to be running the books.
Anyway,
Yeah. That's.
I
for
thought
sure.
about that actually the other day.
Not me.
No.
so
Not me either.
I mean, the one thing that messed me up though, like mental wise, and I've always like tried to come to terms with, there's always going to be like more money, and you're always going to make money, so it's everywhere.
Right.
But
Is it though?
this was along the lines of like nice clothing, and,
Uh-huh.
like warm clothing, like
Yep.
quality versus just shit material quantity. But when I took my outdoor adventure activity class, my teacher was like, it's not just you're paying for something to wear, it's an investment. And
Yep.
then like I thought about it, and like the clothes that I've had for a long time.
Yep.
And like depending on what you pay for your clothes, like probably the more you pay, the longer you're gonna have it, 'cause the higher
That's-
quality is.
You end up spending less.
It's
in
a,
the
it's
long
a good
run
it's
to
a good
have-
investment.
So like when I
and
talk
good
about
stuff.
glasses with the investment, like it sounds like a lot, but like
over the long
the
run, you're not gonna have to
practicality,
buy another
you
pair
wear
in 2
them
years.
every day.
Yep.
And then if you, like you said, don't break them,
Right.
whatever, then they're gonna last you for.
And you
Well,
might and they're as much a fashion accessory as anything else too.
And not just
So you got to get a
glasses, but
pair that looks, good with most things, right? So that way you're not like totally off guard. You can't have like super gaudy glasses unless
And-
like you're in an industry where that's like acceptable almost kind of thing.
art teacher.
Right.
Uh,
Or that, yeah, sure.
But I mean, but like
Oh,
when he
God.
said it, I think we were talking about either like sleeping. I think it might have been like a nice down feather jacket or something. And it's like, yeah, $200 for a coat is a lot of money.
Yep.
But if it's
But
gonna
you're-
keep you warm and you're gonna use it and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna last you for a long time, which like Patagonia jackets,
Yeah.
$100 for a quarter zip to me is outrageous.
Yep.
But I have one and I
But
wear
you
it
can
all
give
the
that to your
time,
kids,
and right,
when they turn
it's-
18. Like
It's awesome.
it's gonna last.
Well,
forever.
that's speaking of buying
It's
quality
all
stuff.
an investment.
One of my pair of waders is $300.
Yeah.
And that's actually like on the high end of waders. Most
Yep.
waders are half that
They're glorified
might as-
overalls.
ish.
Yeah.
Ish. I mean, they're waterproof.
Yeah.
Overalls aren't waterproof.
No, but they're overalls that are waterproof.
Towels are waterproof.
no, they're not. Okay,
Towels
then,
are
Joel.
explicitly made to not be waterproof, Joel. I don't know what planet you come from.
But that speaking of quality, you
licking
buy
doorknobs
for
is illegal
quality.
on other planets.
Buy for quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
And
I
it's
was like,
gonna
you know what?
last
I'm gonna I literally wear these every time I go hunting, so I might as well buy something that I
It's
don't
gonna
have
last
to worry
you
about
how
ripping
long?
and all that,
Mm.
and I stay warm 'cause
Yep.
it gets cold.
See, and then I had the same thought driving the other day about a car that you
Yeah.
purchase. Like, yeah, it's a crap ton of money, but for how much you use it every day, how many times a day,
Right.
Paying for gas sucks.
Yep.
I wish you didn't have to pay for. But like, depending on the car that you buy, I would never buy a new car, just for the fact that it's gonna get beat to shit anyway.
Well, you lose value right when you take it off the lot.
But
Yeah.
you pay how much, and you're like, God, that's a lot for a car.
But then
But
again,
how much you use it, and then how long it actually lasts you.
Yeah.
It's like worth the investment, 100%.
but then again, you buy a new car, get a warranty on it, and then you're good to go.
You can always just buy a certified vehicle too.
Well,
they
that
usually
too.
have warranties on them.
But I
And
mean,
depending on the car, the warranty is less important 'cause a car like I don't know how they are now, but at least like older Hondas and Toyotas and
yeah, Brendan, come on,
the
car guy.
import,
Dude, the new Hondas
can-
are sweet.
they are,
And
but
I
are
think
they
they-
as easy to
Hon-
repair as they have
Hondas run
historically been?
forever.
They do.
Because that's the other thing. Not only do Hondas run forever, but they're easy to like work on yourself.
Right.
Because Subarus will run forever, but they're not as easy to work on
Difficult as
yourself.
Definitely hard.
shit.
So
It's
like,
so hard to change a light.
See, but
in that
I think
whole thing.
I think my next vehicle purchase would be a Subaru.
oh, absolutely.
Due to the fact that we're in Nebraska and they're all-wheel drive.
Scissor mobile.
And they last forever. Shut up.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Tal would say. She's like,
Scissor
She's
mobile.
like, only lesbians drive Subaru.
Damn it.
You know, Subaru actually used that to their
It's
advantage.
funny though, 'cause Cassie.
I know.
Whoops.
Wait a minute.
Subaru actually used that to their advantage. I think they're the first car company that has had a same-sex couple in one of their commercials. And they were like, they found out that a lot of like lesbians mostly I think is what it was. But a lot of homosexual women were buying their cars, and they're like, well, let's market specifically to them. Then more of them will buy our cars, and then we'll make more
man.
money. Obviously. Hey, Brendan, would you like another beer?
I think empty.
Oh my God, it's actually empty. How did you do that?
Surprising.
Did-
Surprising.
Matt,
Would you just take a shot of beer,
Hear
Joel?
that?
He's just putting beer
Shake
in a
this on
shot
your ear.
glass right now.
Now it's apple flavored beer.
Well, you gotta.
So it's a cider.
Yes.
How
It's
do you
actually
make,
empty.
Why?
how do
Why
you
is
how'd you
everybody
do that?
intently checking
Yeah, I don't
that?
know, because it's remarkable, dude. I don't think I've ever seen an actually empty can
Yeah,
that
me
hasn't
neither.
been sitting there for a while.
I
and
can
the,
hear plenty rattling around.
oh, now I can. Why couldn't I hear it before? Did you what'd you
Spit
do?
in it.
I did a little soft hand
Oh,
action.
you didn't. You didn't
Takes
say
Sauce.
that.
lots of practice.
He
Yeah.
gave it the old spit and swallow.
Oh, yeah.
Spit and swallow.
Wait, it's one or the other, Joel. Come on.
Huh. Well,
Okay,
like that.
it's like half and half.
Little
Do
bit
you
soft
do you
up,
spit
Brendan.
what's in your mouth, but then swallow what you had to lick off of
I
yourself?
don't know if you heard this already.
Got
but,
it.
La Vista police investigate murder-suicide at Alpine Village Apartments.
Didn't know that.
What? Brendan?
That's where I used to live for a while.
Brendan? That's where you that was the baby was dumped.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Oh
where
God,
where the baby was
What's
dumped.
wrong with this
What?
development?
Hey, wait, where is that at? Is that
It was
right?
Not the best set of
Hey, is that
apartments.
right behind
It's catty corner from
Ooh.
Walgreens.
Yeah,
across
Little
the
Caesar.
Street from
Yes.
It's
uh,
right behind
CVS.
Little Caesars.
No. There's a CenturyLink building up
Oh,
on the
it's
corner.
up
it's behind
there.
That. Yep.
Okay, that makes more sense.
On 84th.
Well,
and
the one
Harrison.
behind that gas station right there, off of Harrison,
Harrison is just trouble.
the 84th.
Yeah,
There's the
that
Walgreens
old one.
and the old
That one.
Oh,
apartments.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now that is a sketchy.
That's
They
shit.
put up a fence around it, so they
go all
couldn't
the
like
time.
walk to the gas
what
station.
what
and shit. They have to
direction
walk
is
around.
what direction is the barbed wire facing? Is it
There's no barbed wire on it. It's just
Oh,
a wooden
well.
fence.
wooden fence? Amateur hour.
That stops the lazy ones at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like a lock. A lock is only good for honest people.
But yeah,
Fair
that was
enough.
in the building next to where we had lived. 'Cause we had an old couple in our building, but they had to be like at least in their maybe 80. So when I saw that, I thought, oh God, it's that nice couple.
Murder
They, like,
suicide.
They bought me a Little Caesars pizza when I was out working in the garage on my car. They just bought me a pizza and brought it out, and they were like the sweetest people ever.
That's
and then I
awesome.
saw that, and I was like, oh my God, they killed each other.
Wait, it was them?
I don't think so.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I thought at first.
No, he thought
I
that.
couldn't tell from the picture though, 'cause it looked like they had it, they had it all taped off
Mm-hmm.
close to where my building was,
Yeah.
but it looked like it was, the building next to it. So
Apparently we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, too.
That's what I heard.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it got above 32 today.
it's fucking cold.
Yeah, it was
Cold
pretty bad.
outside.
Not
Yeah.
like it.
It's gonna be cold. Cold,
Yep.
cold.
It got cold fast.
Here we go.
And then
Let's,
actually-
let's do
well, I
a
thought-
traveling podcast. Let's
I
go
thought I read-
somewhere warm.
Somewhere that
Yeah.
that we were supposed to get like 55 again this week.
Look at your
Apparently that
weather.
was wrong.
Psych bitch. You look.
Yeah, I didn't
away.
actually look at the app to confirm it.
In your face.
Joel is lifting the
Are-
topic
are we
book. He's
doing
got
it?
he's got something he wants to
I'm
talk
gonna,
about.
I'm not gonna go in order.
It's
That's fine.
Joel thought time.
45
The
is
way
like
the way they were
highest.
written down.
I already talked about the garlic. Yes.
Joel thought time. So
Time
humans.
travel.
Humans.
Fuck off. We already talked about that. I'm
Humans.
gonna post that later.
All right.
Yeah. Homo sapiens.
Okay. No, I was thinking about this yesterday.
Oh God. It's fresh even.
But I
Wait, that might be better because it means you've had less time to think about
I
it.
think it's hilarious because like with humans and celebrities, you're like, oh my God, it's another person.
as
but
though they're
it-
different species.
But if you saw them, like instantly, people just fangirl. They're like, oh my God, it's so and so, right?
yeah, typically yeah.
Do you think animals have the same reaction of animals that have been in movies?
No,
No.
because
Do
they've
you
never
think
seen
they
the
have
movies.
Do you
No.
think they cognitively
There's
know?
no comprehension.
No, because they see another animal
What?
and they
How-
decide
how
to
do you know that?
regardless.
Yeah, they either have to decide whether it's a friend or an enemy immediately.
How many animals are just out watching movies?
Have you seen
and
the
they're like,
movie?
oh shit.
Have you seen the movie Madagascar,
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen.
where Alex the lion is in the New York Zoo,
Go on.
and then they're like, "Oh, you're that lion from the zoo."
Go on.
Don't take his story
That is,
seriously.
is
Don't
it-
ask him to
are-
go on.
Wait, no. Why are we doing
He's
this?
talking about an
This is an
animated
animated movie.
Yes.
movie.
That's
a work of
not
fiction.
real.
Go on.
But That's kind of my thought in general. Do you think
That's where it
animals-
ends? Are you
That's
serious?
it. Okay, we're done.
Animals cognitively realize that other animals are celebrities versus just
No.
regular everyday animals?
No, I think that whole movie is just
Um,
anthropomorphizing all of those animals.
The
including
only
their
way
interactions,
would be
obviously.
if they like watch the same movie every day for years,
Like-
kind of thing.
Or if they could recognize that animal in multiple movies. And if they could
All right,
read like
all right,
box
Okay.
office
No,
stats
I
about
will
how
say,
much
if
movie,
you
how much
showed
money that
your-
movie
If you
made.
showed your pet dog Airbud every
I was gonna
single
say,
day
not
for
only-
5 years,
Not only Airbud,
and then you brought a golden retriever in one day, he would probably recognize that.
lose his shit.
You're
'cause of-
You're falling into Joel's trap of going down
I'm
the
just
rabbit
saying-
hole.
I'm just saying that would probably work, but it's the same reason when you adopt a dog kind of thing, and they see you every day for years and years and years. They get excited to see you.
Yeah, I don't think they have the brain capacity to do that.
Did you ever watch the MVP?
What?
Most Valuable Primate?
No.
Where the
What?
where the monkey played hockey?
Oh,
No.
okay.
Oh, the
All right.
movie.
I
What's the
remember this
next
movie,
topic?
yeah.
Yes.
Topic button.
So
and
topic
that was
button.
Joel's Thoughts
You
Corner.
missed out big time.
Yeah, there you go.
Just a little plug.
All
Cut
right.
to Joel and only
Okay.
Joel and have him
Did
throw
you
out a thought.
see that the owner of the bunny ranch in Nevada
He did.
was running for Congress and
Oh.
won, or not Congress?
No,
he was
it
running
was-
for state legislature
Okay, yeah.
and won, even though he died last week.
He did.
But he won the
Yeah.
election.
I remember somebody talking
Yeah,
about that.
but
They
he
were
won.
like, they kept telling people, "Hey, this guy's dead."
He's dead, but he won.
Yeah.
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 After he died, he won.
So how what?
So
I
they
mean, it
chose-
obviously just goes to whoever
72
the
years
other guy
old,
was.
had a brothel party and died.
They chose a dead Republican over a living, breathing
Over anything.
Democrat.
Does that
How
say
bad?
anything? Does that say?
Yeah, but that Republican
that
also owned
state-
the bunny ranch. The
True.
Buddy Ranch, actually, it's the clean version,
Right,
the
right,
Buddy
right.
Ranch. 'Kay.
Do you like bagels?
Don't drop that K on
Oh
me.
boy.
Do you-
Joel's Corner.
do you-
is
all right.
over.
No, this I think
This is Joel's thought corner.
This in my mind is the ultimate money making sanctuary.
So why
Bagels?
would- Bagels?
Like think of all the bagels.
Yeah, there's so many bagel places.
Right. In when do you
You're
ti-
behind.
when do you when do you typically
I
eat
have never purchased a bagel from anywhere other than the grocery store.
when do you
buying
when do you
packs of them.
typically eat a bagel?
in the
In
morning.
about-
morning.
A
'Kay.
bagel sandwich from McDonald's.
In the morning.
I've never had a bagel
Are
sandwich
you? Oh.
because I do McGriddles and they are fucking
I
amazing.
I
or,
get I
or
get both.
McMuffins.
I do both.
But-
I'll get all three.
But
So yeah,
I
when
Depends on
yeah.
the day.
was that answer not satisfactory, Joel?
I
Is that
think
not good enough for you?
No, we're getting there.
Okay.
The ultimate
No.
money making
Just spit it out.
conundrum is
You're just making words.
weed bagels.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so if we're
Joel, I
moving
think you're
to
behind.
Colorado.
Well,
Because Nebraska's going to be like the last state.
I actually don't think that.
I don't think that either.
We talked about this.
Especially with-
Either
'cause
it was you and
Iowa
I,
has THC.
or we talked about it on the podcast. But CBD just got legalized here, and I
It
think
did?
that's
Who's
yeah.
gonna be
And
last?
Iowa. Anyway, with if we
Missouri.
made if we if
Oh
we
no,
had
that's already
weed
legal
bagels,
there.
No, it's
'cause
not.
Texas.
weed bagels are fucking awesome.
CBD is.
Yeah.
Oh, in
All right.
Kansas.
Let's go around and whoever's listening can leave their comment. Favorite bagel topping?
Chive and onion
Cream cheese.
Cream cheese?
Chive and onion cream cheese. I changed my answer.
Yes.
Favorite what?
Bomb.
Bagel topping.
Just plain cream cheese.
Plain cream cheese as well.
Chive and onion cream cheese.
I do like me some cream cheese, but it's strawberry or
Ooh.
blueberry.
Dude.
Strawberry and bad.
I do like
That's-
peanut butter on it though.
I
Bagels
did-
Peanut butter
I
on
do peanut
bagels.
butter.
Okay, I did say that I
I've
have
done-
never
Are pretty
purchased
bomb.
a bagel from anywhere other than the grocery
Uh-oh.
store, and I haven't.
Oh,
I haven't.
About to find out.
But I have eaten ones that other people
He's a
have.
liar.
And the cinnamon crunch bagel from Panera
fantastic.
with the
Like this-
hazelnut.
Yep.
cream
Oh,
cheese.
I totally forgot about Panera.
Oh,
Yes.
that's a life
I don't like the
changer.
hazelnut one though.
The
I really
cinnamon-
like the
There's something
hazelnut.
wrong with
cinnamon
you then.
bagel
No,
is
Yeah.
chive and onion, man.
You're the problem. I
Well,
mean, that's
no,
good, but
no.
the hazelnut one goes really well on a chocolate chip bagel.
So everyone
Dude.
here is eating
Love.
Dude,
Dude,
Panera
bagels.
bread,
I think
Wait.
Bagels might
They
be
have
my
chocolate
favorite food.
chip bagels.
Yes.
Yes, dude, they have any kind of
What?
bagel. They have an
Yeah.
How come I ever
they have
was
an
told?
everything bagel.
Which isn't everything, so it's bullshit. But it is called the everything bagel. It's not even everything that place has to
No,
put on
it's-
bagels.
it's
It's
like-
just called the everything
it's
bagel.
like
and
salt,
it has like
pepper, and seeds.
right seeds. Nobody even knows what kinds of seeds. It is
It's just
seeds.
seeds. The everything bagel.
So how are you going to relate this back to weed bagels?
I think
What kind of cream cheese are you gonna put on a
Okay.
weed bagel?
Okay,
Winging it.
I don't.
I looked it up. If
I'm
the
not winging
deceased
shit.
candidate receives a majority of the votes, the office is vacated and must be filled as if the candidate died in office.
Oh, so they have to have another election.
Nevada's constitution requires that the Board of County Commissioners fill any vacant legislative seat with a person of the same political party.
Oh, so
Sorry.
they just pick a random Republican.
Yep.
To spew
Weird.
off,
This guy
But
looks
they
good.
get a pick.
to spew off of
who
that,
it is,
talking
not
about
have a vote for it.
Nevada, Trace.
Yeah.
Wait, you didn't finish your thought about the weed bagels.
We'll come back to weed.
No, we have to
Because
finish it now.
actually, no, we're gonna round about this huge. big
Okay.
time. All right.
All right.
So, did the
I fall into the
Nebraska or Nevada
Told
Sports
ya.
Commission ever give out a penalty to?
No,
Khabib
okay,
and
so
Conor McGregor?
they got suspended after, and they can only suspend you for like what was it? It was like 2 weeks. It's only 14 days. Then they
That's
came
it?
back. Then they came back and indefinitely suspended them, and their hearings in December. So when they finally come out with it, they gave Habib half of his purse. So they gave Habib his $1 million of his $2 million purse. They gave Conor McGregor all of his money. I kind of disagree with that. I think you should have just given
Habib
him
is
the
like
money.
Russian or
No,
some sort of
because I
Slavic?
think that they, when they had their meeting, they were like, we can give him half of, we'll charge him. They're going to fine him, $250,000 anyway. So
was
might as well give him
McGregor's
half of
purse
it.
half of Habib's anyway?
McGregor's purse was over.
Was
Yeah.
more?
Yeah, McGregor's purse was like
It-
$3
it
million.
was
Even though
like,
he
It
lost?
was like
His
3
losing
million.
Yeah.
purse was more than
Yeah, no,
Habib's winning purse.
Yes.
regardless, it was 3 mil, and
It was
I think
3
Habib's
mil.
was 2 mil.
And then
no matter
so
what.
then Connor gets some part of the pay-per-view sales
Right.
and all that. But yeah, his original purse was $3 million, and then Habib's was around 2. So then they cut it in half, and we're like, here's one. Like, why don't you just give him the whole thing, or not at all? Why are you giving him half?
I was
Matt
curious.
can verify this if
I,
he
I
wants.
was curious
Well,
about that.
I mean, they can give him half, but then they just don't fine him.
They're gonna fine him. That's
Well,
why
then
they
just
kept
give him
half
all
of it.
Well, yeah, okay.
But you
'Cause
can,
then
so
they're
then
gonna
you keep
take-
it all,
they're gonna-
fine him, and give whatever you didn't fine him, right?
right.
And they might suspend him, but they might not even give him his visa back to be in the country.
So he's not in the country right now because
No, he's in Russia.
So he had to go away.
Fuck that prick.
We'll see ya.
But all right, so
Peace.
so to merry-go-round, all of our kind of thoughts on Instagram. Do you follow Conor McGregor?
I do.
I do.
Notorious MMA.
Oh yes,
Did you see his
Yes, I
post
did.
with
A lot of
Mike
Instagram.
Tyson?
yes, smoking
Mike
weed
Tyson brought weed for them to smoke together.
because he's growing
And-
it himself
and
in Las Vegas
It's like
or
it's like
in
some,
Nevada.
it's like something punch Kush or something, and he just plugged,
Knockout.
he just
Kush
like
or-
plugged the shit out of it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This huge post about all this like smoking weed with Mike Tyson. And he was like, at first, we weren't connected. We had different thoughts. We sat down. We talked about it. Like, man, we had a couple puffs of your Kush that you brought this and that. He was like, which was phenomenal, by the way. And then like they just hashed out, and he was like, I love you. I love your weed. That's it.
Damn.
Damn.
Well, yeah, we can certainly do some things.
It was just crazy.
Changes your
So, weed bagels.
your headspace.
Weed bagels.
Okay, so Joel, I'm gonna.
Are those a thing? I assume they're a thing.
They're probably a thing.
There's
Here's actually
probably a way to
Joel.
I mean,
Here's my thought.
Weed bagels.
They're probably a
I'd eat one.
thing, but
I'd eat
only
I don't know.
I was telling Matt to look it up.
the weed probably isn't in the bagel
Not
itself.
offering you
can do
guys
that.
It's
weed
probably
bagels.
the THC the only way.
No, so Joel, listen
It's
to me
gonna
real
come
quick.
up with some porn thing. I just have a weird
Why?
feeling.
Because Joel's looking at it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope,
It's
it's,
gonna be-
100% a thing.
Yeah. So
Well,
how is it a
In
thing though?
In Denver, for sure.
You're
Is
like
it in the bagel or is it in the toppings? Because
bagel.
that's where I would put the weed.
In the topping of the
In
bagel.
I would put it
Oh.
in whatever the spread is.
Well, let's see.
Because you can
do
make
that.
weed butter.
See,
Let me go
but
to
but
weedweekly.com
you could
real quick.
you could essentially, I think, regulate it if it was in the bagel versus if someone put on a lot of topping.
Yeah, but that's a
And they-
THC thing.
It's not going to hurt you,
weed.
dude. It's just going to make you want to go to sleep.
Just depends how much they put in it.
Also, that's true.
Can't overdose on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just go to sleep for a long time.
You just pass out.
And
They
then
could
you wake up
probably-
and you don't even have a hangover. It's the
See you
best.
next year.
You could do it either
Goodbye,
way.
everybody.
Zonk.
So
I
Sarah,
just had a bagel. Good night.
so Sarah last night she had a headache. She was not feeling good. She
Here's a
ate.
question that somebody asked on Quora. How much weed butter should I put on my bagel to get a nice high?
Yep. See,
Dude,
I don't know.
what
There's a
is-
person
what
I
is
know I could
better?
Snapchat right
Fucking
now and ask.
morning coffee and a weed bagel. Oh my goodness.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't be able to work unless you had
Yeah.
a tolerance built up. In which case, sure, whatever. You know that when you eat weed, it's processing your liver instead of,
And it goes into your body faster.
and it changes the way that it goes in. It does not go into your body
Poor
faster.
liver.
It goes into your body faster if you smoke it or inhale it in some way. It changes, like it gets processed into a different like molecule if it goes through your liver, but it takes some time because you have to wait for your stomach to digest it first. So there's a time frame there. But Sarah had a little 50 milligram CBD gummy yesterday 'cause she wasn't feeling good, and she just kind of wanted to sleep. She was asleep in like 10 minutes. Like she ate that. I mean, she falls asleep pretty quickly anyway, but she ate that gummy and like 10 minutes later she was like passed out, like coma sleep.
Hey Matt,
CBD's
What's up?
good stuff.
While you're at it, can you look up the highest selling marijuana regulated food, like in America?
Gummy bears.
I'm sure there's stats.
It's gonna
on
be
that.
gummy bears.
What about Jolly Ranchers?
It's gonna be gummy bears.
It would have to be.
Guys selling edible.
I feel like
in the United States, it could
it's
be
some kind of
cookies.
candy. I'll back off and say candy.
Could be cookies.
Gummies. It's just any kind of gummy.
I don't. Well, I think Joel's got a point there with the hard candy. Hard candy's probably a little bit easier to make than a gummy.
Yeah, but I
So-
feel like hard candy would be
I mean,
just.
I know nothing.
I'm here to suck some hard candy and suck some dick.
I'm out of hard candy or something, right?
I can't remember what she says after that.
Yes.
Yes.
Joel, anything?
Is there weed blank? The answer is yes.
I was gonna say,
Never-
anything you think of?
All right.
Probably.
So
Probably.
this is
There's-
a list of
I
the
don't-
top selling edibles in California.
Don't know if that's possible.
And it doesn't.
Time out.
No, we can't time out.
Do you want to get rich?
Yes, let's announce it on this publicly facing thing that we're about
Yeah,
to post, even though
let's
only
do
3
this.
people watch it.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Oh,
Charlie
no.
and the Chocolate
Oh,
Factory,
no.
all of us in the fucking
Cheech
edible
and Chong and the
factory.
Chocolate Factory.
Yes, and it's just nothing but edibles and fucking candy. And that's how you get.
We're all going to have to move to Colorado, dude. We can't do that
So
here.
speaking of weed, we received this package today at work.
Was it weed?
It was funny though because it had a weed
Sticker?
leaf, marijuana leaf on it.
Yep.
And I was like, "What the hell is that?"
What's the CBD?
And it said no, and it said what did it say? Weed plastic. I was like, weed plastic or drug plastic. It said drug plastic, and I was like, what the
like
fuck?
baggies?
No, it was wine glasses. I
What
don't
the
know
hell?
what we're doing with drug plastic wine glasses, but that's what
Were
we're
they
doing.
made of glass or what? Or plastic?
I didn't open it.
Okay.
All right. So
Not my place.
this
Not my
list-
place.
was the top selling edibles in California, but it's not like gummies or candy or any kind of that. It's just actual individual ones, like brand names and all that. It's a list of the top 10. Number 9 is milk chocolate blueberries.
I'm trying to figure out which mic is Matt's, and every time I touch something, nothing happens.
Well, it's whichever one Brendan was.
Oh.
Oh,
That's why.
So it's... Yeah, Brendan was
Uh,
5.
you turned.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a mess.
Unless it's... I tried 5 and 4.
Well, that just
Because Brendan is 2. Brendan, try talking.
I am number 2. Number
You're
2.
Still...
Number 2.
comes there.
Oh,
I'm
number
adjusting
2.
the wrong knob.
You're adjusting the wrong knob.
All right,
And
Matt,
goes
I
there.
found you. I found you.
And goes right there.
Can you adjust my knob again?
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Can
yeah.
you? All right,
Turn that up.
Oh,
Yeah,
one
no,
more
Matt
Turn
and Brendan
that
get to be
up.
louder
Go the
because
other way?
they're further away from their mics usually.
Well, that's
Generally.
some bullshit.
get to be a
But
little bit
anyway,
You need to bring me
Uh,
You
back up.
need to calm the fuck down.
So
Yeet.
so out of the top 10, number 9
I
was
actually turned you up on accident.
milk
not Brendan.
chocolate
Yeah.
blueberries, right? So blueberries
Ooh.
dipped in milk chocolate, and I assume it's the chocolate that has the weed in it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
Out of the other top 10 list,
I just grew blueberries with weed in
all
it.
other 9 of them are gummies.
All right,
So
Gummies.
I guarantee it's gummies.
sorry, Joel.
Okay, is there?
Is a gummy easier to make than a hard candy?
I thought hard
Yes,
candy would be
because-
easier to make.
Because you can put the oil just directly into the gummies,
It's-
whereas for anything else, generally you have to put it in butter. I
Oh.
think.
Yeah, but you
So-
don't put butter in Jolly Ranchers.
Is
exactly. That's
No,
why
but
there's
you would do the
oils
gummy, but you gotta let that sit and get hard, whereas
True,
the gummies.
true.
Hey,
I'm already sitting and getting hard.
is there weed cereal? If not, can we make one?
100. There
Yeah.
is weed
Thanks.
everything.
Okay,
now.
but
Sorry, I
It-
didn't turn Brendan down.
Joel,
Can-
is it edible? There's weed version of it.
Can we make
It's like Rule 34, but for weed.
Wheaties that are
Oh my
Weed
god!
cereal, but
Can
not
someone
wheat-
slap him,
not
please?
Wheaties, but Wheaties?
Joel's Thought Corner ended.
Joel's thought corner ended with 3
Instead
minutes
of
of black
Wheaties,
video and no
Wheaties?
sound on
Yeah.
the last
I-
podcast.
I googled
Does it exist?
Wheaties. First result: Wheaties weed cereal.
Of
Joel.
course, there you go.
You're too
Their
slow.
tagline is loadable.
Oh.
That's actually pretty good.
Yep.
Wait, let's look at the products. They have.
Sorry, Joel. That's just like in our group chat.
They have
That was really
Wheaties
loud.
cereal.
Yeah, why is it so loud? What the hell?
I don't know.
I didn't.
Holy
Oh, I
shit.
didn't turn Trace back down to the level
Oh,
he's supposed
That's
to be
probably
at. That's why.
I heard it in my own headset.
Yeah, my like drivers
yep,
like
I was
crackled.
like-
I was like, maybe not so much on that one. I'm turning myself up a little bit so I don't have to put my mouth on my foam.
Turn myself up in a mic.
Oh yeah, see, I can hear Brendan really well now.
From way back here?
Yeah. I don't know what it shows
So-
like up on the face.
So
How about
there's dispensaries and whatnot. Do you think there will ever be in legalized states like weed restaurants
Yeah,
where it's
There
regulated
already
guarantee
are.
to
that's
the
already
point-
a thing.
God, I quit.
You are so
Hey Joel.
far
Dude.
behind.
What about a weed lawnmower?
The 11 best edibles in Colorado. Number 1, Love's Oven is a Denver-based bakery. Literally, they just sell weed items.
Joel,
weed lawnmowers.
Weed
you
lawnmowers.
joke, but you could probably
Hashtag-
probably
hashtag
make
weed
gas out of
lawnmower.
hemp.
Oh, you probably.
Oh, you
Of
can
course.
make anything out of hemp.
Yeah, except for you can't fucking grow it here.
What's the next topic?
Hemp would kill,
That's
or sorry,
No, we're just gonna
But
keep
it-
talking
but
about
that's all.
weed, man.
So,
Weed all night long.
hemp
Hashtag
would-
weed lawnmower.
save.
Musk.
No,
Elon Musk.
no, nothing could save him now.
Yes.
He is John
said
Except for
Elon
the
McAfee.
Musk.
anime that he's looking for,
He's
apparently.
John McAfee 2.0 now. Hemp, being able to grow and produce hemp in the United States, if that wasn't illegal,
George
would
Washington did.
either save or just prolong the death of the newspaper industry, because you can make paper out of hemp.
It would prolong.
And I
the
feel like
death.
well, see, you say that, but if newspaper companies, if they end up having enough capital, which not a lot of them do, but say hemp gets legalized, a newspaper company starts a hemp farm and also has a hemp processing plant there that makes paper. So they make their own paper, but then they can also sell that paper to other places. And instead of having to buy paper from Canada, which is what my company currently does. So you can and yeah, part of the whole tariff thing actually kind of really hurt the newspaper industry, because most of the paper mills are in Canada.
But
There are a couple of paper mills here, but they can't produce the volume necessary for the demand.
so we've all heard about the conundrum with Starbucks and the paper versus plastic.
Yes.
Do you think the hemp straw would ever be?
Yeah,
I don't know why it's not.
because you can't produce hemp here. You can import
But
it.
you can use it.
What do you
right?
mean?
You can use it. You can import it, but
So
you cannot
c-
grow.
So you
or
could like. So
the
it,
industrial production of hemp is illegal in the United States.
why?
Why? I looked this up the other day. It's like tied to another law.
Because the tobacco companies don't want it to.
Well,
it
yeah,
would-
'cause
would
then
it
they'll go out
destroy
of
the
business.
companies.
Tobacco, the paper. Yeah, there's a
Literally-
lot of.
literally
They'll all
a lot
go
of
out of business.
Everything that you can use hemp for, the company that already does that doesn't want it to happen.
Right,
'Cause
and they're
And they have millions and millions and
fuck.
millions of dollars
So-
that they can
so
pay
if
to
that's
stop
borderline conspiratorial, but that's probably really what it is.
Conspiracy hour. Ba-da-dup, ba-da-dup. Oh, that was kind of ESPN.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
very.
it was.
Ba-da.
Copyright strike.
Ba-da.
Now it's racist. All right. No, but seriously, hemp is a great is a great
Great.
plant.
Hell
and
no.
we should be
it
growing
is,
it.
man.
Oh yeah.
Lotion.
I have
But-
I have a question. What's
See, I
a
think-
what's a weed?
No, we're not
It's
going.
something that you
Uh,
pick out of
Price is
your
Right.
yard
Hold
so it
on,
doesn't
time out.
Infest the whole
The
yard.
one person in this
Yeah.
whole entire podcast that has never smoked weed. You're asking what a weed is? I know it was a joke, but I was just
Look out in your front yard. Ah, gotcha.
Oh, dandelions. Bah, bah.
They're all dead now.
Yeah. It's
because of Joel.
Yeah.
Joel ripped them all up last year.
You're goddamn right.
No, hemp's a great plant, and I think actually, honestly, the legalization of CBD in more and more states is opening that door, and I think it's just a slower process for some states than others. I'm surprised at how progressive Colorado is, given its Jesus.
That's flashing a whole
Yeah,
lot
it's
and making
done
noise.
for.
It shouldn't be dead
Is it
already.
dead?
Yep.
What happened there?
All right.
Oh, we just lost video, so
Yeah. What's going on there?
And audio only.
Oh.
Oh, Chris, get off of me! Ah!
What'd you
He's
do?
grabbing my wiener.
all right, so we lost video for now, but
What?
Oh my God.
Too hot in here?
there's no way.
No.
So take off all your clothes.
Getting so hot.
So
I want to take
That-
my clothes
that-
off.
Weird.
Uh,
I don't know. Huh. I'll let it cool off.
If
Probably
anyone wants to know
won't,
what Chris is looking at and describing, he's saying it's weird. He actually has his wiener out. in his
Yeah.
camera. It's going weird. This is
It's like
really
I've never
hot.
seen it before.
It's funny because it's true.
It's like a turtle.
Yep. Turtle.
Turtle. You remember that?
We actually haven't talked about this on that. We have talked about it on the podcast.
We should not.
But that podcast has
The
not been
master of
released
these
and
guys.
probably will
The
never be
master of
released.
these guys.
The
The
one
one
with
with-
my brother.
Chris's
Oh.
penis.
So
Turtle.
this GoPro is very hot.
yes.
I don't know why.
Me
It's a
either.
very
so
sexy
hot.
looking GoPro right there.
Isn't it? It is really sleek. It doesn't have a screen on it or anything. It's just
Yeah,
not
baby.
wearing any
Yeah,
clothes.
baby, take off your protecting cover.
Yeah, you're protecting cover.
You got what I was trying to say.
Hey, hey.
That was hot.
It overheated.
This one's for
Yeah,
you.
apparently.
Hopefully it still works.
No,
This
it probably will.
This
It'll
is
be
for
fine.
you foodies. Why was the ketchup embarrassed?
Why, Joel?
Because it saw the ranch dressing.
Oh boy.
When was the last time you had Laffy Taffy?
Are you guys doing all right out there? No, because you're all left.
I'm sorry, but that's I would have let her keep going. I was like, you got another one? You got another joke?
Yeah. What is coming next after that? God awful.
Right? I'm really curious. What
Are
would
you
the next
all
one have
all
been.
right? No,
No.
you are all left.
That was
God,
perfect.
no, not for him.
No, we're not doing that anymore. But I just
I can
wanted
still
to.
hear
I
it
wanted to fuck-
echoing.
I know. So can I? I wanted to mess with it a little bit.
Oh man, that's
Matt, what's the,
hilarious.
The one thing I love with that is my laugh, like just
Oh,
the
yeah.
deep throaty laugh that.
Hey.
The deep throat.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's the first time. First time in my life I've heard Matt admit that he loves the deep throat.
Make sure don't get that pop filter mixed up with Joel.
Yeah, Joel won't like it.
Oh God, what are we at on Audacity? Because
Oh,
we
let's
spent
see.
a lot of time fucking around before we.
Yeah,
actually started
we need an
recording, so-
Audacity
We already-
meter. is
Minute
what
12.
we
Brendan,
need.
Or,
Those
sorry,
have been
hour
met.
12.
Oh, okay. We got some.
Those
we
have
still got
been
some.
met. Yeah,
We got
there's
time.
only 3 of them.
Would have been Matt.
We got time.
What I was gonna say earlier is, have you ever eaten a piece of
Stop
popcorn
burping
that
into the mic.
tasted like you just ate a corn? I know this is.
All right,
Like
hold
you
on.
ate corn on the cob? Is that where you were going?
Yes, I know this sounds really stupid.
How
This is
high are
really
you right now?
Yeah, how in the
No,
fuck?
it sounds really
I
stupid.
really need to interrupt you right now, but I'm gonna let you finish because I have what. So anyway,
This sounds really stupid.
It does. You're
But
right.
No, Paige made butter popcorn the other night, and
Uh-huh,
it
go
literally
on.
felt like I was eating
Baby,
fucking
I'm gonna butter your
butter,
popcorn.
like
Ooh.
corn that you put in a microwave or in a bowl, like
So it tasted like butter. Or it tasted like corn.
corn.
butter
Right.
corn on
Butter
the cob
on
with
Yes,
corn
salt.
that
thank you.
didn't
Salt.
pop.
Yes,
Salt.
it didn't taste like popcorn. It literally
Just-
tasted like a corn like nugget that I ate.
Kernel, I believe is the word.
That's it.
What is wrong with
all
you?
right. So I have.
Are you sure Paige just didn't give you corn and say, "Here's your vegetables,
No,
bitch"?
it was seriously popcorn. And I even told her,
Sprinkle
I
this some
said,
PCP.
I-
Like, what is wrong with you?
How
I
high
even-
were you when you ate this?
I even told her, I said, this is gonna sound really stupid.
How many of your
but-
painkillers had you taken right before
Turns
this?
out
Zero.
you were right. It does sound really stupid.
But have you ever had that?
No,
Oh, God.
no,
Well-
nobody has. Nobody in the history of ever has.
I'm gonna make some of that
In the history of
popcorn.
it.
If this has happened to you,
Please
comment
do.
on this video and let us know that you did.
Also,
Because
call this
nobody's gonna comment on this video.
call this number because you might be having a stroke. The number is 911.
I have 2 ways to go with this. So last Friday,
Okay.
for the first
Joel goes 2 ways.
for the first time in my life,
Hey. Yee.
yeah, north and south,
Old-
baby.
Old deep throaty in 2 ways over
Um,
there.
So
Is that your gangster name? Your old school gangster name?
north south, Lil north south. So last Friday, for the first time in my life, I had bone marrow
Oh.
at a restaurant. And
Pretty
Okay.
good.
it was like
That's a no.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Have you ever had it?
No, I'm saying Joel's
for the
reaction
first time
was a
on
no.
Friday. It was like if butter was flavored like meat. It was like that consistency and that flavor.
See, I'm not the only one.
Yeah, dude, it was disgusting. If butter was flavored like meat,
You know, I hadn't really
that
thought about
is
it like that.
exactly
You're right.
What you were eating.
It's like the consistency of butter, but it's meat flavored, which is
It was
the combination of those two sensations is not good
It was
for me.
funky.
I'm out.
So anyway, back to
What? So will you just scoop it up and eat it, or
yeah.
Also,
so
was it human bone marrow, or was it like another animal?
or do you like
Probably
spread it on
cow.
bread?
so you're supposed to put it on bread. I tried it by
You
itself.
spread it on bread with
There
your
was-
weed butter.
There was a little
Yeah.
spoon.
No, it's
or-
wheat bone marrow.
Where was this at?
Joel, that's
So-
what you. That's the market you got. They haven't. They don't have that yet.
Weed bone marrow.
Yeah, weed bone marrow.
It was at that Mode de Vie. It just opened
Oh,
in
the one
Regency.
that
I
you
was
were talking
yeah, I was
about.
there Friday. So you're supposed to put on like bread. I tried it by itself. It was just a bone with like the marrow inside, and there's a little spoon. I tried a little bit of it. I was like, fuck that. Anyway, back to the
Was it better on bread, or did you just not?
didn't
or
try it
you
with
were
bread.
out
Just
at-
I
okay.
had a bite and I was like, fuck that. So, back to the connectivity of my life. I was teaching.
Wait, the connectivity of your life? Was that supposed to be connectivity?
Yeah, same thing.
Connectivity is like I am a convict
No,
and
no,
I am doing
no.
an activity.
And I'm
Con
teaching.
activity would be growing weed in
and I
Nebraska.
am teaching middle
No,
schoolers.
it was a con-
elementary
It
schoolers.
was it was
sorry.
it was a con activity, not the con activity.
connectivity.
So, anyway, it was about a week and a half ago.
I'm so glad that
Jesus.
came
Frick
through.
off.
Right.
Frick off. We were doing
Heck off, bud.
ladder bowling. Okay,
That sounds
it's
dumb.
It's basically like okay.
You stand on a ladder and throw a bowling
Obviously,
ball.
you have never played.
Matt's
It's-
fallen off a ladder.
It's basically like
I
Multiple
also.
times.
basically like a relay with bowling, right?
Okay, I
And,
see.
and we're about halfway through. You know, teams work together, this and that, whatever. Suck me. Out
Oh, you just reminded me of another topic. Give
out
me the
of-
book so I can write it down before I forget it.
out of nowhere, I look on the floor, and
Thank
my
you.
cooperating teacher's right there. There's a fucking like little kernel of corn, like straight from the fucking stalk, like one piece of kernel of corn. And I looked at him and I said, "You know, you live in Nebraska, when?" And there's just one little piece of like hard kernel corn on the
You know
floor.
what happened was
in
some
the
kid
gym.
had corn
That's
for dinner
awesome.
last night and shit his pants, and that's all that fell out.
No, it was like raw from the stalk corn.
Oh
and
my
I
I
was
would
like,
say
Well,
somebody
yeah,
was
corn
at
doesn't
Vala's
decompose.
recently.
I was gonna
but
say my
it
my
was
detective
like
skills.
maybe
was-
out of his pocket or something, which
Yeah.
is what I would think.
Yeah.
But
Sticking
but
with
like
shit.
It's probably out of his like jacket
But
pocket.
it was just one piece, and I was like, dude, you know you're from Nebraska when you got one
I mean,
little
you're not wrong.
piece of corn.
But
hanging.
did you know that Nebraska doesn't even make the most corn?
Yeah, it's Iowa.
Nope.
It is Iowa.
I thought it was Indiana.
Yay!
It's Iowa. Do you know who makes the most beef in the United States, though?
Us.
Wyoming.
Yeah,
Iowa.
It's Nebraska. It's not Texas, like most people would think. Nebraska is a beef state, not a corn state. We do a lot of corn, though. And
Do-do.
soybeans. I said do-do.
What is Iowa?
Oh
You're
well,
right.
I do a lot of
Followed
corn,
by
you're right.
Illinois and then Nebraska.
Yeah,
That's what
we're
I was
not even in the top 2, which I mean top 3 out of 50 is still not bad.
For what corn?
It's
Yeah.
because we keep selling all of our cornfields to build houses.
To China.
Well, and to be fair, if you look at most of the state, it's all like sand hills and ranches, not
Yeah, there's
Really
not.
fields.
Yeah,
also, we should go Lake McConaughey very soon.
that is.
Why?
You
Way
been to
out
Lake-
there?
Well, it's
you been to
cold
Lake
out,
McConaughey?
so
Man,
Very cool.
I've been there once,
Well,
but yeah, we
once.
should.
Dude,
Let's go
it's
water skiing,
huge. That'd
guys.
be awesome. We could fish, chill, camp out on the sand. That's how we do it.
Do a podcast as long as we have a
Yeah.
generator.
suck some.
Lake
I mean, suck some hard candy.
Wait.
Some weed
CBD.
Lake McConaughey podcast. Well,
Yeah, weed candy. That's pretty close to the border.
It actually kind
Um,
of is.
So
yeah, hour and a half.
You just drive a little further past your destination,
Then
get what
come
you
back.
need, do a U-turn.
And hope that the state
Don't-
patrol ain't
yeah,
sitting
don't
there
get-
on your way back.
don't get caught by the cops.
Yeah, you just gotta drive normal.
And
Everyone
then
that's getting
literally, yeah.
stopped,
If
okay,
you're
stop because
did
they're
you-
speeding.
Okay,
if you're
I
gonna
gotta
do
look up
big
this
illegal
article.
things, you can't do little illegal things.
Weed
Don't
bagel.
Break the law. If you're
What do you
doing
mean?
something legal, don't break the rules.
If you're going
gonna
to
break-
if you're going to possess edibles, because edibles
if you're gonna
and any
break the
sort of
rules, don't
concentrate
break
in
the rules.
Nebraska is felony immediately,
Oh,
even if you have it in your
how
possession.
fun.
It's immediately felony. So, if you're gonna do felony level things, you can't do citation level things like speed and not use your turn signal and not have your seatbelt on.
So I've never done it, but my criminal mind would think if you bought like a weed Jolly Rancher,
a weed.
why not have
A single weed Jolly Rancher?
Why
or-
not? All of them. Why not buy a thing
do I
of
do with the Jolly
Why not buy a
Ranchers?
thing of Jolly Ranchers and like put it in with them?
Yeah, that's.
But
I mean,
what-
you just take the wrapper from an existing Jolly
And
Rancher
like,
and just.
and it's like fuck
You
that
know how
Jolly
funny
Rancher,
that'd be
put
if
it
you
in.
put it out on the table and forgot,
But
and
at
all
this-
your
Yeah.
friends like, "Oh, I'm eating this."
That'd be hilarious.
You're like, holy hell! This water is so
Because you don't just eat one Jolly Rancher. I mean, we figured that out with Joel the last time he was at my
Joel
house.
I
eats a
still had
bag.
some sitting on my
There's
table.
two. I don't know what I did with them.
Goddamn,
They're
I
over here
love
somewhere.
But
Jolly
okay, so I
Ranchers.
looked it up. This was at the beginning of October this year.
We
and-
Jolly
but this
Ranchers in Lake
happens, like,
McConaughey.
Every week, every couple weeks, kind of thing.
I love Lake McConaughey.
Yes.
Troopers with Nebraska State Patrol have seized.
there was
Have arrested 5 people during 3 traffic stops on that one weekend, Saturday to Monday. It was the 6th to the 9th.
it's October.
Yep, beginning of October. One of the vehicles that they pulled over was found with approximately 5,000 THC hash oil vape cartridges
Holy
and an
shit!
ounce of suspected
I
pot.
saw that recently. That's insane.
Having one of those in your possession in Nebraska is a felony
Yeah.
on its own. They had approximately 5,000 of them.
And
How
they're
do
not
you get
even
pulled over?
from Nebraska.
No,
They're all from like New
They're from
York.
Oregon or
one of them is
something.
from
Florida.
Brooklyn, New York, and the other is from New Haven, Connecticut. But then there
Yeah.
were multiple other stops as
But
well.
it's
that they
because
talk
they're
about here,
speeding.
but-
That's the only reason.
yeah,
they're
no,
getting
it's,
pulled over.
they're
for doing dumb
something
shit.
illegal.
Like-
and
Like, is the car like packed
or,
with it?
wait, sorry,
Why don't you
th-
just-
this one specifically, the one with the 5,000 cartridges, was failed to move over for an emergency vehicle that was stopped. That's
So this
why they
state
got
trooper
pulled
probably
over.
had someone pulled over. This guy goes ripping by in the right lane, right next to him,
That's
doesn't get
right
over. The
next
state
to him,
trooper
yep.
goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go get that
but
guy."
not
'cause
not
he's
even
an
that.
asshole.
He's probably like, hey, you down the road, go get this guy
Yep.
because yep.
Well, the thing
'Cause he
is, though,
blew
is that
by
you
me.
can't. You don't always have the ability to move over for an emergency vehicle.
Shit, if
But
I was
not
carrying that
always,
much
but
shit,
no, if
Oh,
you're
I
doing
would
that,
do
you're
everything
making
my ass
possible.
would have been over 4 miles ahead of time.
Can you imagine like getting pulled over, having all that shit, and being
Oh,
like, my life is
I
over?
couldn't do it.
But and then wait,
Well, what-
they can't
hold
just
on.
search your car.
Right, exactly. I'm thinking
So
like,
how are
how do
they
they go
gonna
from
get that-
speeding ticket to like
You're in
record
jail.
drug bust?
During the traffic stop,
It
the
smells
trooper
like
detected the
5,000
odor of
THC.
marijuana.
Oh, it's
coming
because
from
the
inside
dude's
the vehicle.
smoking weed while he's doing it.
Ah,
If you're gonna do
Dummies.
big illegal things, you can't do little illegal things.
You can't
We
do
were
it
driving
while
home.
you do it.
Both
from
were
York?
arrested for possession with intent to deliver, possession
Yes.
of a controlled substance,
Yep.
and no drug tax stamp.
Yeah, because the IRS doesn't give a shit what you do with your life as long as you pay them.
Yep. And then, so that was on Saturday. On Sunday, they got a SUV. The
Filled to the brim.
for speeding. And this was mile marker 18, so literally 18 miles coming in from the state of Colorado, and for speeding. And then the occupant became suspicious during the traffic stop. There you go.
Colorado. No, I don't have weed.
As soon as you walk
We
But
got you.
it's not
No,
what you think it
he,
is.
he
I don't
gets
like
really
weed.
nervous. The guy got really nervous
During
because
the
he had all his
search,
shit.
Troopers found 26 pounds of marijuana in the luggage.
Do you understand how much volume
26
that takes up?
pounds?
He's like, fuck, I forgot my underwear at the hotel. I brought this weed
These aren't my
instead.
bags.
I had 26.
Wait
What the
a
frick?
minute.
This isn't an Xbox controller.
All right, what did I say? 26 pounds. Then on Monday,
Oh God, there's more.
they pulled over another SUV for
No.
speeding.
You mean, but wait.
Oh,
there's
sorry.
more.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more.
Another SUV for speeding.
R.I.P. Billy.
Again, the trooper
Yes.
became suspicious because they were acting
like
suspicious. Yeah. The search revealed 55 packages of marijuana in bags in the cargo area. The total weight was approximately 55 pounds.
All right.
This guy was from Illinois. The two on Sunday were from California and New York. Like, how do they get together?
So if
Right.
you're from Nebraska, you'll be okay.
That's not true.
But if you're
Sounds
from,
like it.
But
if
well,
you're
I mean,
from
you're,
the
you're less
East
likely to
Coast,
get pulled
don't
over
give
when you
fuck.
have Nebraska plates.
and most people in Nebraska know what you
Right.
can get away with the troopers versus
yeah.
driving
people that are
versus
from
not.
New York. Like,
Right.
Sir, do you have anything in the vehicle that you want to tell me about? No.
I saw a meme that was like, "Is there anything in this car that I should know about?" And the guy goes, "No." He's like, "What about that bag of Coke on your passenger seat?" He's like, "You're not supposed to know about that." And the cop was like, "Oh fuck."
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
No,
What'd you write down?
But like,
A
Zoinks.
So we're going with yeet and zoinks at the end. Fuck it, why not?
Fucking Scooby Doo, baby. Ruh-roh. We're gonna be.
All right, so we have. I'm gonna put this in the. This is gonna be the only thing in the description for this episode. Is my swear phonetic alphabet.
That might not be good.
So.
Is there a
Hello, age gate.
course?
Ah, shit! I forgot to put all the fucking Twitter shit. You can edit the description, right?
I can do it right now.
Zoinks.
You can you edit the description on YouTube after it's been posted?
I can literally do that right now.
You can.
If you. Oh shit! It's on my fucking PC at home.
Hey, Chris.
Oh no! It should be in the. Oh fuck! It's not. It's on my hard drive, which is also on my PC at home because it was still uploading the episode when I left. What, Joel?
Is there a course handy?
Let's see. My fucking face when it was in the door and it was closer to me than the bush I gave you earlier.
That is
That's
what,
what
That's what I said.
October 29th, 2018.
It's still good. Still good.
Expired.
Still good.
You'll be all right.
Still good. It's like milk. You got a week.
I've had worse.
Yes, I have too.
Trace every podcast you have to do with those sunglasses on, by the way.
I know.
From now
That's
on.
the plan.
You got to be
Every
like Dr.
podcast.
Disrespect.
Don't
Except
know who that is.
Don't get shot at, though.
I'm not gonna be Dr. Disrespect. But fuck you all.
Also,
all you motherfuckers.
So don't get shot at, but
That
more
was-
importantly, don't cheat on your wife.
That was so
Deal.
disrespectful.
What?
Did you say Dr. Disrespect?
Did you edit?
Yeah,
That's,
it
oh,
was
that's
really
what he
easy.
said.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then the first thing
Copy
you
and
did was
paste is a-
disrespect.
Helpful tool.
When-
Hell of a
Fuck
drill.
you,
You weren't
all
gonna-
you motherfuckers.
All right,
you
so
all, boy.
so Matt fixed the episode
Yay.
description for the one that went up today, episode 6, now with video. This one will kind of have video.
Perfect.
Uh,
We need to just
Matt,
get a fucking
I'm going to since we're adding video now, I'm going to have to edit it differently.
I also changed the thumbnail. It's 10 times better now.
Okay, I trust you. I have to edit it in Premiere with the video alongside it now. I can't edit it in Audacity before I put it in Premiere anymore because
Wait.
I did that.
Boo.
Oh,
I did that for this episode, and I ended up with some
Uh-oh.
sync errors.
No, you're right.
Brenden
So-
all worked up over
Because
here.
I accidentally edited out some dead air, and I didn't account for that on the video side. So, I will.
I got what
but
you're
what I
saying.
can do is I can export it out of Audacity or out of Premiere with just audio, so I can send it to you to any other
Yeah,
things that
yeah.
we want to put in there. So, that is the
Oh,
end
that's
of
his.
today's episode. Maybe next week
Joel
we will.
thought. Joel
No.
thought. Joel thought. Joel thought.
Hey, Brendan,
You want to know really
What I'm
grinds
gonna
my
do-
gears?
you know what I'm gonna do for you? Just for you, Brendan.
You're gonna
Just for
shut
you.
me off. You're gonna
No.
mute me.
No.
Yeah, you're muted. You're
Actually,
done.
no,
Take a
I
seat.
promise you, I'll do something nice, right? So the Joel thought that you had from the last episode, the one that just went up today.
Can I share a Joel thought for like the very final? It's respectful.
That we won't,
Before-
we won't
before-
go on past it, but you can say it.
It's respectful, and I think it's going to be a little.
Okay, but that'll be the very last thing right before we cut.
Wait.
Right. So I'm going to finish my thought with Brendan. So I'm going to
Whose
post
This is
thing
called a
this?
Chris
the
thought.
40 minutes that we talked about your Joel thought on the last episode when you tried to fuck us. I will put that up at the same time as this episode that we're talking on right
Oh,
now.
boy.
I will put them back to back. They'll
Oh,
both go up the
boy.
same day. It'll be like a bonus episode. Joel, go with your thought.
So what's mind blowing to me
Uh-huh.
is
I don't like when they start like
the
this.
fact that like
Oh.
okay, think about it. Life in general.
Uh-huh.
Dogs
Yep, go on.
see other dogs on movies.
And they get really excited because they're celebrities.
I know that dog.
Human wise exists with families. What's
Yes.
crazy to think is if you see someone
What?
and you reflect
It's the same thing with animals.
if you reflect their life in your life, you think of all the experiences that that person has had that you have never experienced, but they have experienced in their own life has made them up to what they are until that point, but also what they have not experienced up until that point makes them what they are.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the concept of family.
Joel, I don't think you understand how often how hard it is for me to fall asleep and the things I think about to fall asleep. This is one of those things.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
The concept of like families boggles my fucking mind, and the fact that like people, what always like confers me when I drive is the fact that people, when they drive, and they fuck up, it's like, what are you doing when
Yeah.
you are driving? How do you not have the cognitive ability to drive a fucking car?
Yeah, but then the one
But-
time you drop something on the floor of your car and you're like, oh, I got to pick that up. And you're like swerving in the other lane.
But
Somebody
that's-
else is thinking that about you.
But that's normal to them, right?
Right.
But then when you are that fuck up, like you're that same person
Yep.
that you see and they're like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Right?
Someone else
But,
is always yelling
like
about you.
someone has lived a whole life through family existence and had a whole existence other than what you have had, but up until what you have had, for your point, you think it's just a normal life.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's why.
I just think the concept of
Some things have
families
happened
is
to me.
bizarre as shit.
Yeah.
And like how
No,
people
it's not that weird.
get like passed
Animals do
down
it, like Trey
through
said.
right through genetics, but everyone that has had an experience or has not had an experience has made them what they are.
Yes.
And I think that baffles me.
What do you
about
mean?
the
How do you
fact
not
that
have an experience?
People have
Joel has a lot of. Well, I mean, I've never been
so
skydiving.
I've never
Oh,
been
all right,
skydiving,
all right.
but the people that have
that
been
kind of
skydiving,
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
yeah, right.
I thought you were talking about like just normal, like driving and.
no.
Yeah.
No,
Shit
just
like
like
Although I mean, I
li-
guess if
life-
you've
Granted,
never
there
driven
are
a car in your
there
life,
are some
then it would-
people that can't physically drive, but
life in general. If you haven't had, my parents haven't passed away, but people that have had their parents pass away,
Right.
like obviously
Right,
live
right, right.
a different
Grandparents
mindset
or-
in life, I think, than I
Yeah.
live. You know,
Right.
because I
changes
haven't
you.
reached that, right? Which is just crazy.
So to
me
add on to
you
that-
live up
add on that a
until
little bit
point.
and be kind of satirical, not to make light of what you're talking about, but to me, the most annoying thing that somebody can say about an experience is that. So I got this a lot before Canes came to Omaha, where you used to have to drive 50 miles to go get some Raisin Canes. People were like, "Oh, you have to go to Raisin Canes; it'll change your life." Yeah, no shit, it'll change my life. I've never been to Canes before. A fucking course is gonna change my life.
So you've like never had it,
Right.
But like
I have now. It's not as good as everybody says it is. It's good chicken.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
it's good,
But it is way overhyped. Same thing with Chick-fil-A, because we didn't have Chick-fil-A in Omaha for a long time either.
the
People
only,
were way overhyping it.
only good thing about Raising Cane's is the bread, the fries, and the sauce.
I would agree with the
Not
sauce. I don't
crazy
eat
about
the bread.
chicken, but what you're talking about, alternatively, the only other like alternative to that would be Popeyes, or we always went to like Bag and Save for fried chicken. It was good as
Bag
shit.
and Sid had
It was-
well, they're like their rotisserie and their fried
Yeah.
chicken were
Yeah.
Was
top notch.
Grocery store chicken is always
was
like a
good
sleeper.
as shit, but you can't compare it to a restaurant that has
great.
that has a food type based off of what you have had versus what you haven't had.
Right. Specialists are always going to be better.
This chicken is delicious.
Yes,
Chicken.
chicken is delicious.
Yeah.
Chicken applies all the time.
But
What if like we're all like in our families and then how about chicken
How high
from
are
different
you?
places?
Yeah, you asked me how high I am. How about hi? How are you?
All right. Final thought. What if we were sitting here?
Hashtag Joel's final thought.
And that just was a Joel thought.
But
Perfect. We have a jingle for it.
We are outnumbered by chickens.
Oh my God! Really? Is this where we're going?
You really think a chicken army's gonna come up in here and try to
No.
kill us?
Is there a chicken podcast in existence?
We're like
if so,
bark, 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 like doing
but
that shit.
okay.
With what?
Oh,
With
shit!
what? With-
Another topic.
with what?
So
Oh,
last
God.
night,
With what?
last night I saw the
And
movie.
that was another
La-
Joel thought.
I'm sorry. Last night I saw the movie Smallfoot. In the movie Smallfoot,
Smallfoot.
yeah, it's with the Yetis and the humans. When the humans talk to the Yetis hear because it just sounds like a little voice. But when the people hear
Yeeties?
Matt's gonna knock himself out over here.
That was
He just
funny
put a
as
hole in
shit.
his wall with his head. Holy crap!
The
when the people hear the Yetis,
Yeeties.
when the people
Isn't that like the
Hold on.
Wheaties, but now we got Yeeties?
No, it's a bunch of Yeeties eating Wheaties.
yay! Anyway, it's Joel's smile. So when the Yetis hear the people, it's when the people hear the Yetis, it's and they don't understand the communication between
Sign
it.
language.
Right. So
Just finish it.
I think what we are trying to understand, which is the concept of what I lost when Matt hit his head against the fucking wall, is I don't remember where I'm talking with the subject. Oh, chickens.
I think that means
chickens
we're
and
done
humans.
here.
No,
All
chickens,
right.
humans. Do you think?
Thank you for
No,
joining
no,
us
no.
on this week's episode of the Wild Card Podcast.
Chickens have chickens.
Have a
have
good
the
weekend,
camera.
And that
everyone.
was
Now the
a
last
final
shot.
Joel
No.
thought.
Thanks,
The last-
everyone.
All right, no,